Hey, hello, Internet. Coming back to you on Twitch and on Facebook and on YouTube. Just be aware that right now, um, oh, that totally quiets everything. I can't hear anything. Okay, so just be aware that right now, my Streamlabs is being really dumb and it's not connecting to chat, so I'm hoping that chat room can still chat at me because I've got other screens up. Go ahead and send me a text if you hear me, or just give it a shot and see if you can actually text anything. Okay. Alright, so Streamlabs is just not connecting me to it, but I can see it on one of my other screens. Alright, well, I got that, I guess. So, slightly revamped here, starting to try to change things over here. And we'll get things started here. So trying to do a little bit of chat stuff here. Um, as far as I know of, with the Activision Blizzard problem, there hasn't been any reply filed with the court, but they have put out statements, and I got some clarifications on some things. Pretty much. I'm gonna pause this out for a moment here because I'm dumb and I get distracted really easy. Um, so Blizzard Activision, whichever order I want to put it in, they have retained attorneys, and these attorneys are well known for being sorry, can't think. I got up way too early this morning. These attorneys are well known for defending big corp, and they're also known for union busting. So take that for what you will for their concern, but then the attorneys actually put out a statement about how these are gross allegations. And I just got a notice that a package has been delivered. Mind checking? So we have time before they have to do any kind of response to the court. Um, Thanks, I see you, Pankaraku. Um, this time I'm going to try to have my screen here. I'll move it over a little bit so I can actually see people popping in or something like that. Hopefully I'll actually notice this. Unlike last time. I'm sorry I missed a lot of messages last time, but they have time. It's only been a week. It's about 20 business days before they have to respond, I believe. I believe it's 20 days, business days, or court days, because the court takes a lot of time off. You know, that would be nice if, why isn't the chat box coming up? Oh, I bet you the chat box is not coming up on the screen because this stupid thing can't connect to chat. Yeah, unions are needed everywhere. Unions are a thing that need to be re-implemented and not demonized, because there's enough big corp that is doing enough. Basically, there's a lot of them that are stigmatizing unions about how they'll take all your money and do nothing for you, and connections with the mafia and all that kind of junk. Um, I really hope this does bring some change, but as we've seen for everything else that needs changing, it's going to take a long while. And unfortunately, with court cases like this, it can take some time too. Um, oh God, Florida. Phew, I'm sorry. Yeesh. Um, I have not been there. I know people who have. I have friends in Rebel Legion and the 501st that keep telling me to go to at least to Disney's part of Star Wars because it's so cool. And yes, that's so cool, but I really don't want to give my money to Disney. I'm not a big Disney person. I'm a geek, but I'm not a big Disney person. Oh well. Uh, so while they can, but there's a difference between Blizzard dragging out a court case and how much time it takes to go through the court as a whole. Um, like I said, they have about 20 court days to file a response, and then there's going to be their response, California's response to the response. Then I think they're going to have to schedule a date for an actual trial. Um, I'm not particularly sure how law works for companies itself, but we have to bear in mind that the um, where it looks like Blizz or the state is dragging it out, it could be the court also. Nothing ever gets settled in like a week's time, like they show in Law and Order. That's totally fiction, and nobody wants to keep up with a court with a, like for Law and Order, they have a murder case, and nobody wants to try to keep track of that over a season, so they make that into one episode. Um, so it's bear in mind that yes, this is going to take a while, but it's not exactly anybody really delaying what's going on, but it's more of a um, the wheels of justice is very slow. It's incredibly slow. Take it from me, for somebody who's been in it for over 15 years. Ugh, I don't know why I'm in it anymore. But for someone who I'm not an attorney. Let me put that out there. I'm not an attorney. I'm legal assistant. But I'm the one who helps with making up these documents and then filing it with the court and make sure that all the dates are kept up and responses are put in and so forth. But yeah, there is a major drop in playage. I was keeping track of the meters on Twitch. Warcraft has fallen far behind, but for me, I see. I never back corporations. Never. They are all garbage. They are all garbage people. They're all run by garbage. I just, I never am a brand loyalist. I might like a product by a certain company, because of something, say like if it's clothing. Exactly. I prefer to buy a certain brand of clothing because I know if I go and I buy that one item, it's going to fit. But once they start messing around with the sizing on it, then I'm like, well, then I guess I'm going to be picking up anybody's stuff and trying it on and see what fits. Never have brand loyalty. This, um, unfortunately, uh, sometimes fandom gets tied up in the whole, well, the corporation is making it, so I want to back the corporation. Just don't do that. Just back the people who actually do the actual work on it. Not the corporation as a whole. I've never really been a fan of Blizz. I've seen them going downhill since Kata. Now, yeah, yeah, exactly. This is why I am personally still playing Warcraft. I want to. I want my money is still going to those poor people who still have to work there. Um, I'm not supporting Blizz. I'm not really giving them free advertising at this point because they never sponsor anybody unless you're in a major rating guild or some Call of Duty thing. Who knows? Um, but yeah, never have a brand loyalty. Just like a product that they might make, and if they screw it up, then it's a little easier to move on. You don't. There's a lot of people who feel betrayed. There's a lot of people who feel like they just wasted time and energy on that. But honestly, I am I am so old to know that this has been a problem forever, and it doesn't matter what company you're working in. This kind of stuff still happens. I mean, if this started at Blizzard's conception of being a business in that, well, that would be the 90s, because I remember when their demo disc came out in PC Gamer. Uh, what ends up happening is that, yeah, the sexual harassment laws didn't really come into effect until the late 80s. And still, from then onward, it's still been a problem. It's just been a way of, women can, or guys too. It happens to guys. There's reports coming in that even in Blizz that guys are getting harassed too. And I'm willing to bet it's gonna be those guys that were like not playing along, and they were like, "Oh, you some kind of wimp." Other words, not a man, kind of things. That's harassment. If there were higher up women doing the touchy feely things too, that's still harassment. It doesn't matter. You're in, the workplace is not for that. It's plain and simple. And in the 90s, even up to a couple years ago, um, I've either seen it in my workplaces or been affected by something like that, or attorneys are the worst sometimes. Some of them are pretty bad, and I've worked for some. So just just I'll leave it at that. I know this stuff happens. It still happens. The laws are in place so that we can take it to the state boards and say, hey, there's a problem. And that's what happened. So, yeah, I'm still playing the game. I support the hardworking people, the actual hardworking people who they got to make their bread. You went to college, you went into debt to know how to do this stuff. You got the job at Blizz. No place is a saint. So, I mean, people still got to provide for themselves or their families. So, I'm still playing it. I'm still planning to do some videos on it. It's basically for record keeping, especially. I still want to do my fanfiction story based on my player character and a couple of other people's player characters. Um, where it would actually give some more life to, you know, those who have played it. Maybe it'll help people. I don't know. Maybe that'll help people heal, feel like they were part of something bigger once upon a time. Because I remember the fallout on the Onyxia raid, and then they came out with the comic that made it so that the player characters didn't down Onyxia, and that was the start of all the players starting to feel like they're not really part of this game. A lot of people complained, and honestly, that's one of those comic books they try to disavow that they've ever made, but it's there. You can still get it. I may actually even have a copy of it. I don't know. My books have been in storage for quite a while, and I just want to get this story out so that it feels like you're part of the story again. Um, there was also a problem with that with EA when they did Dragon Age, and when you played Dragon Age Origins, you actually had to make decisions, and then at the end of the game, it told you what your decisions have impacted. Um, and then they come out with books and comics and stuff, and it's all just one particular timeline that they've made canon. So whatever choice you made, if it didn't follow what they put as canon, then you're not the player character that made any difference in the world. So I mean, it's a thing. You can't really write stories about the main characters without having them follow a particular path, and I can understand that. But you could also go out and branch from somewhere else. I think they took a model from what they were doing with Warcraft and making these stories that were filling in the blanks, especially when they were making novels and such for um, Warcraft 1 and 2. So that fell into line with everything that happened in 3 and then the MMO. But you, but when you've already got like established canon and stuff like that, and you've actually given players a choice to do something with it, it becomes a problem when you start writing stories that go against what your character actually chose. They didn't need to fill in blanks about how things had happened. There's codex in the game to tell you the lore of what happened previously before you started playing this game. So for them to actually make these books so that, you know, they're filling in things that the player of the game didn't bother to read in game is kind of silly. I mean, it's there. Or they had those really neat lore books, which I got one of those for Christmas, and I just devoured it within a month. And yeah, that was some good stuff. But you don't need novels to fill in the blanks, especially for like Dragon Age, because the story is in the game. I mean, there was plenty of jokes and cartoons about how your player character in game is like, "Ooh, I picked up a codex. Hang on," and the other NPCs in your team are just kind of getting bored and standing around and going, "What the heck's going on?" While she's just kind of phased out while she's reading. It was kind of funny. So I mean, there was a point to actually doing that. Well, see, that's the problem. That's one of the problems that they were doing in Warcraft recently. Now, they ran out of the problems that have been well established in the lore. Where do you go from there? You invent new ones, apparently. So they went back to the old Horde versus Alliance thing, and then tried to start a faction war at um, the BlizzCon that it was held at. And then it turns out that that's not really what it's about. It's the whole war is a distraction. The world is dying. So either they should have made an expansion that was either wrestling the Horde versus Alliance boring stuff, which I find boring, or they should have had an expansion that was save the world. Not have two of these things at the same time. But they kept making all they did. They made all these problems bigger and bigger and bigger. Now we're dealing with the whole mechanism of reality. This is dumb. We shouldn't be horsing around with this. And the problem, and the even bigger problem is that not only have we decided to go out and mess around with the actual mechanism of reality, is that since Kotick has decided that, profit margins are the king, he's always been like that, and keeps on firing people left and right so that there's no staff for game mechanics, there's no staff for art, there's no staff for writing, except for Steve Deniser. And you know how much I think of him, Sylvanas' bicycle seat. That you come up with this thing that's supposed to tell like the actual everything about the universe, but you don't have the people to do it with. It's frustrating. And I try to be hopeful, but I really don't have much hope for that anyway. But that was very kind of them to have a sale for San Diego Comic Con, and then everything dropped in the news about the lawsuit, because I think that package I got was part of it. Oh, no, it's not. Wait a minute. Let me think. Nope, that's not it. This is my my previews. so I can see. They're supposed. Okay, so that beginning graphic is like the love of my life and what I'm named after, and there was an announcement made. I'm changing gears here, and now I'm going into the full geek stuff here. There was an announcement that they were supposed to do some kind of Gemini holograms type of collab with Wizards or Previews, or I forget which company it was. I'll deal with it later. I need scissors. Um, and usually that means some really fancy. Oh, I can unbox this. I can do that. What did I do with my scissors? Oh, here it is. And scissors. Um, they usually do really fancy statues and stuff, and I am really cringing at the thought of, oh my god, statues. Because they're very nice, very expensive. But yeah, I bought a few things during the San Diego Comic-Con sales and some friends of mine let me know that about certain things. It's like Blizz told me right away that there was this sale about San Diego Comic-Con type stuff on sale on their website. And then I find out about the lawsuit, which, I'm not shocked. I mean, I've been playing Warcraft since vanilla. If you could, if you can't tell me that, when they went from the alpha models where trolls women looked like actual trolls, Forsaken women look like zombies, and then they decide, you know what? Those ain't sexy. We need to make this sexy. So you got sexy zombies and sexy trolls, where like the only thing that makes a troll woman a troll is the color of her hair, skin color, the tusks, her feet, and her hands. Yeah, that works. Yeah. Well, I mean, the orcs are harder to tell about stuff like that. Yeah, I cosplayed her too. I play cosplayed Celestia too. So that was fun. Got to troll people. When they wrap up things, they wrap up things. I just went through a FedEx label. I went through a FedEx. So we had the FedEx. We had the cardboard to keep it like a hardback cover. And now we've got the Postal Service mailer, which honestly, they could have saved me some money and just sent it by U.S. Postal Service. Really could have. And, right. There's a book in here somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Rip that open. There we go. Yeah. Ooh, Mirror War. God, I'm so. Do you know, I am tired of Mirror Universe. I'm just gonna say that right now. As a long time since I was 3, Trekkie, I am tired of Mirror Universe. They love that way too much. Oh, what? Ooh, cool. Gunslinger Spawn. Dude. Some cowboy action. Yeah. What can I say? But yeah, I basically started ordering these because I want to know when they actually decide to do whatever it is that they're going to do for Gem, and just see what kind of books are coming out. and nerdy stuff because I need to be in the know. These were bad for me. I used to go on spending sprees on these, and I have learned not to do that. I'm a major shopaholic. So, that's funny. Okay, so I thought that was my blue thing, but I could do a different unboxing. So this is one of the things that I got that one of my friends told me about for the San Diego Comic Con. My other love, as you can tell from my little mug here. Now, there's supposed to be a variant of this. Where the ice cream colors are supposed to be different, but the only way they would guarantee that I would get at least one of them is if I bought 5. So it's probably I'd have to buy like a crate of these before I'd get the variant. And I was like, nah, I'm fine with just one, because then I'd have to try to see what I'd have to do. It's got the slip cover to it. There he is. This is cute. It says, make the best of your summer. Enjoy a nice scoop or two of your favorite flavor with everyone's favorite dog pal. A little smiley face down here. Yeah? Isn't that cute? So, so yes, I'm going to unbox him. So, I keep packaging if it looks cute, but unless it's like something I know is super totally rare, maybe I'll keep it in the box, but otherwise, for the most part, I really don't keep things in boxes. I'll save the box. The box is adorable. And then, then we do the Marie Kondo thing. If I'm like, yeah, I don't really care about this box anymore, then I toss it. So you secure it in. So yeah, he's a collectible. There we go. Oh, that plastic smell. God. This is why all of us Gen Xers. Now I'm dating myself. This is why all us Gen Xers are brain dead, because we kept sniffing that new plastic. But there he is. Isn't he cute? I mean, that's a good size. That's a good size figure. So, I was like, that's pretty sweet for that price. And it's like, I forgot how much I don't remember how much I paid for him, but I thought it was worth the price, but not worth buying 5 to get the other Snoopy dog, because he would have some of these colors. I think the yellow one with sprinkles and the pink one with sprinkles were the ones that were the white ice cream. But it's not worth buying 5. And then trying to figure out what the heck do I do with the other 4. So yeah, he's going up on my little collectibles up here. I had a funny. Um, One of my neighbors, I got a message that one of my packages came in the mail, and I've been having trouble with FedEx for a while, where they might deliver to my door, maybe not. So when I got the notice, and I got out, I was done with work, go to the door, there's no package. Looked everywhere. Couldn't find it. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go and yell at FedEx again because they messed up something again. And just as I was having a small rant, I looked outside the door again, and there was my package with a note. It turned out my next door neighbor, her son, grabbed it by accident and didn't bother to look at the packaging. Because sometimes they just throw the package near whatever door they can, just to say that they delivered it. And she apologized. She apologized for her son just grabbing it and starting to open it. It wasn't his, and it's like, oh, he didn't touch it. If there's any damage, we'll pay for it. And I'm like, no, it's fine. So I thought that was cute, but yeah. Well, nerd-wise, there's not much else to go on here about. Um, I think we're all in. I think we all agree we hate Blizz. We've hated Blizz for quite a while. So I mean, cheers. You really did yourself dirty this time. Now, oh, I talked for like 40 minutes straight. Check that stuff out. All right. So I said I'd do some gaming today, and yes, I will. And because I'm going to be anything Blizz stuff, anything Warcraft, I'm basically going to be just making up some videos. Oh, that reminds me. But it's going to be hard for me to save this. Um, Let me send this to Jalith real quick. Um, One of the people that I sponsor Patreon, his name is Platinum Wow, and he's a good guy. Um, he has been doing lore videos of his own, but he does whole machinima style stories, and his work is really good. He does a lot of research. He does a lot of work. He does a lot of work. But he just posted up a new video, but hopefully it will work. If you can, Jaleth, if you can go ahead and put that link into chat, because my chat is bonkers right now. He has set up a fundraiser. As you see, if you go to his latest video, he has a fundraiser going down to RAIN, which is the can't say that word. Our Abuse and Incest. Can't say that word either. National Network. But it takes care of people who have been wrongly injured. Um, and he's got 29 days left on this, and I want to try and boost the signal with my very tiny itty bitty channel. I've already donated to this. And maybe this will help some of the Blizzard employees that were wronged in the making of Warcraft. Here's hoping. But also check out his stream. He's very good. He's amazing videos. He puts a lot of work into it. And if you have a Warcraft character, if you have a Euro player character, if you donate at a certain Patreon, oh my goodness, I have too many And then I just killed my light. Excuse me. Ugh. God, glob it. Get in there. Anyway. He's got good videos. He puts a lot of work into it. Support him on Patreon. And that's too bright. And you could have one of your own player characters featured at the end of the video. I have my main on there. So all right. I think everything I covered, and if there's anything else I'm going to be covering, I'll probably be talking about it through gaming. Let me boot this up. Booting. It's booting. It's getting there. Turn my volume back up on the game. Okay. I probably just messed that up. Nope. Nope, we're good. Alright. So since we really don't have... I mean, I can game Warcraft, but why when there's... I'm almost done with most of the story part for it anyway. And I want to save that for just making my own videos. So... hang on. Is it because it's not the main window? Of course, that's what it is. All right. Look, you know you've seriously messed up in the long run when even the big guys aren't really streaming this stuff anymore. But they won't really stream your game anymore.